Zachary Levi calls out Whoopi Goldberg and The View, and on Instagram, Zachary Levi sent a message to the women on The View saying that there is very much an imbalance in today's Hollywood in regards to conservative and liberal actors. So we're gonna go ahead and get in right into it. So welcome back to Views with Hughes, your gender-free news. This is Jerome Hughes. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, as you all may know, Whoopi Goldberg had an attack on Zachary Levi after he openly supported Trump for president. Now, Zachary Levi knew what was coming when he decided to go ahead to stand up and say that he endorses Trump. Now, Zachary Levi's out here with a mission to help make America great again, and that takes a lot of guts in today's Hollywood. Now, as you all may know, Zachary Levi certainly had expected backlash from the Hollywood elites, and it didn't even take long for that to happen. And one of the first attacks came from none other than Whoopi Goldberg and the crew at The View. So, yeah, here is Whoopi's segment from The View.
Stop that. It's more BS, and it's unnecessary. Shazam star Zachary Levi says he's aware of the consequences he faces over going MAGA. Take a look.
We are going to take back this country. We are going to make it great again.
Within my industry, as you can probably imagine, Hollywood is a very, very liberal town, and this very well could constitute career suicide.
So, okay. That's not necessarily true. From the beginning of Hollywood, it's always been a very right-leaning town. But I know you don't know much about the Hollywood history, so let me school you. Uh-oh. We are, like America is, we're mixed. We're a mixed bunch. And sometimes it may seem like there's more Democrats, and sometimes it seems like there's more Republicans. But the truth of the matter is, very few people seem to bite it because they're Republican. John Voight, who is working.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid, who is working. People are working. Stop that. It's more BS, and it's unnecessary.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Now, Zachary Levi made it clear that supporting Trump could be career suicide in an industry like Hollywood, and Whoopi Goldberg, as y'all saw, was quick to address that, that particular effect. And she claimed that Hollywood isn't as liberal as Zachary Levi made it sound. More of that typical mess, but let's get it real here. Zachary Levi wasn't imagining things. We all know that the entertainment industry is overwhelmingly controlled by liberal elites. Now, if you think otherwise, just look how rare it is to see someone like Zachary Levi openly supporting conservative values or Trump. Now, let's be real here. Whoopi Goldberg had an incredible response to Zachary Levi's comments, and by incredible, I mean absolutely ridiculous. Now, she decided to lecture Zachary Levi for implying that Hollywood has always been a mix of political opinions. According to her, it's not as left-leaning as Zachary Levi suggested, but let's remind ourselves of the reality. Zachary Levi is not wrong. Hollywood has become a hostile place for anyone who dares to voice a conservative opinion, and Zachary Levi standing up for Trump took real courage, but as you all may know, Zachary Levi definitely gave a huge response. Now, before we go ahead and get right into that clip, I want you all to go ahead and be sure to subscribe to this channel, click the bell notification, so that way you know if I future uploads and updates. So here is a response from Zachary Levi that he took to Instagram on.
Oh, and by the way, to Whoopi Goldberg and to Sonny and to all of the folks at The View, I don't think it's accurate to say that somehow Hollywood is both a liberal and a conservative town. To Whoopi's point, back in the day, there might have been a bit more of a balance, and there have always been more, let's say, conservative-leaning stars that have been able to say those things. But you really have to be at a certain level of your career in order to get away with it. Number one. But number two, that was also back then. And I think naming just John Voight and Dennis Quaid, and really you only named John Voight, Whoopi, somebody else had to help you with Dennis Quaid, of the thousands of actors in Hollywood that you could only name two, I think actually speaks to that. And what that means is there's plenty, and by the way, they have sent me lots of messages, plenty of people in my industry, in Hollywood, that are terrified to publicly say that they would vote for Donald Trump or be conservative in any way. That's why you don't see them. That's why they're not very prevalent or prominent, because they know that there's ramifications for this kind of shit. But like I said, y'all, our industry is going to be fucking gonzo. Like, it already is. We're getting eroded. The pandemic and the strikes and all of these things, they've already eroded it so much. So, you know, my cry to all of you out there, you closeted conservatives, closeted Trump voters, y'all, it's now or never. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I do whatever you feel like you need to do. If you need to come out publicly and say it, if you feel like you still can't, then don't. You know, I would never pressure you to that. But know that if what you're afraid of is somehow the backlash of an industry that's not going to exist very soon, then don't let that hold you back.
That's really big right there. Okay. Now, as you all might have seen, the media all out there trying to say that Whoopi even tried to school Zachary Levi by saying Hollywood used to be more balanced politically. But the truth is, as Zachary Levi, pointed out, Hollywood is nothing like it was back then. Now, sure, there might have been some balance decades ago, but now Zachary Levi is living proof that the industry is overwhelmingly dominated by the left-wing ideology. Now, the fact that Zachary Levi could only name a few prominent conservatives in Hollywood today just shows how bad it's gotten. Now, Zachary Levi didn't let Whoopi's nonsense go unanswered, though. He, as you all just saw, he did respond to all of this on Instagram Live, pointing out that the obvious things, if you can only come up with a couple of names like John Voight and Dennis Quaid, that speaks volumes. Now, Zachary Levi did make it clear that there are many more conservative actors in Hollywood who are simply too afraid to speak out. And they've seen what happens to people like Zachary Levi when they openly support Trump. Now, the backlash is real, and it's no secret that careers can be damaged by it. Now, Zachary Levi was also brave enough to voice what so many are thinking about, but they're just too scared to say. Now, it's also pretty rich for Whoopi Goldberg to lecture Zachary Levi when she used to be a fan of Trump herself. Yes, that's right. Whoopi Goldberg, like many others in Hollywood, used to worship Trump. And Zachary Levi didn't bring this up, but it's worth mentioning. Now, Hollywood's hypocrisy runs deep, and Whoopi Goldberg is trying to act like Zachary Levi is the one out of touch. But the truth is, she's the one who's completely lost it. The fact that Zachary Levi has to defend himself for supporting Trump shows just how skewed things have become. But the thing is, Zachary Levi is one of the few people in Hollywood brave enough to say what many are too scared to admit, that they support Trump and also conservative values. Now, the fact that Whoopi Goldberg could only name John Voight and Dennis Quaid as conservative actors working in Hollywood today proves that Zachary Levi basically proves Zachary Levi's point. And it's not that there aren't more conservative actors out there, it's that they're all in hiding in the shadows too, afraid to face the kind of backlash that Zachary Levi is now dealing with. Now, even when Zachary Levi responded to Whoopi's ridiculous claims, he did it with class, stating the obvious, where people in Hollywood are terrified of coming out as conservative. We've all known this for years now. And Zachary Levi pointing out that his own industry is crumbling. Now, the pandemic, the strikes, and the industry left this echo chamber, all eroding Hollywood's credibility and success. And Zachary Levi made an important point when he said that now is the time for closeted conservatives in Hollywood to speak up. And as Zachary Levi mentioned, the industry is on shaky ground, and the political fear-mongering that's been going on for years is it's actually losing its grip. Now, Zachary's courage in standing up for his beliefs should be applauded, all right? Now, let's be real here. Hollywood might try to cancel Zachary Levi for his support of Trump, but it's clear that he's not going to back down. And frankly, it's refreshing to see someone in Hollywood like Zachary Levi who is not afraid to speak the truth. And Zachary Levi made it clear that, if people are afraid of backlash from the industry, that might not exist soon, then they shouldn't let that fear hold them back. And Zachary Levi's comments are the wake-up call for conservatives in the entertainment industry to stop hiding and start standing up for what they believe in. Okay, and let's not forget, let's not forget, Zachary Levi wasn't always a full-blown Trump supporter. As Zachary Levi pointed out, he was aligned more with RFK for a while. It wasn't until RFK Jr. Endorsed Trump that Zachary Levi decided to throw his support behind the president. And Zachary Levi's shift in political alignment shows just how much Trump has changed the conversation in this country. Now, Zachary Levi sees the value in Trump's America First agenda, and he's not afraid to say so. All right. But Zachary Levi's bravery is in stark contrast to the overwhelming liberal group think that dominates Hollywood today. Now, while Whoopi Goldberg and others try to downplay Zachary Levi's claim that supporting Trump could be a career suicide, the facts speak for themselves. Zachary Levi is one of the few brave souls willing to risk it all to stand up by his beliefs. And let's be honest, it's not just about Zachary Levi. It's about a larger issue of free speech and political diversity in Hollywood. I mean, ask Gina Carano. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have this particular topic. If you enjoy what I said in this video, go ahead and smash the like button and share this video far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already, you enjoyed all the content I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.